My name is Danny Henderson, and I'm assistant men's basketball coach. The thing that attracted me to Tulsa first and foremost was Frank Haith. I didn't know Frank, but I knew about him. I knew that he was regarded as one of the top coaches in the country. And when he called me about this job, I immediately liked him. I could tell that he was not only a great coach, that he was a really good person. And now, having worked with him, as I said, he's a great coach, but he's an even better person. I love the way he builds relationships with his players. I love the way he cares about his players. I love the way he cares about his staff. And I love the way he empowers his staff. I got into coaching because my dad got me hooked on basketball when I was 9 years old. He started taking me to the state basketball finals in Texas, and that was in 1970, and we went every year. From a very early age, coaching is all I ever wanted to do. As a player, I was just good enough to play small college basketball, and not good enough to play professionally, that's for sure. So I knew that my playing career was going to end and that coaching was going to be my profession. My decision to go to college ball was really by accident. I was perfectly happy coaching at the high school level. Leon Rice, who is the head coach at Boise State, he had recruited one of my players really hard, Phil Forte, who wound up going to Oklahoma State. Leon was in my practices a lot, and he came to my games, and he had a job opening, and he called me out of the blue, and he said, "Hey, do you think you could recruit Texas?" I said, "Leon, I don't know anything about recruiting." He said, "Oh, you can do it. You know everybody down there." And like 24 hours later, I was standing in Boise, Idaho, and I took the job. And I'm glad I did. I've really enjoyed this journey in my life. My defensive philosophy in a nutshell is simply keep the ball out of the paint. It's a statistical fact that in college basketball, that if the ball gets into the paint, which is typically off the dribble in most cases, on any given possession, that team is going to shoot roughly 57% on that possession. Conversely, if the ball never touches the paint, and again, it's almost always off the dribble, if the ball never touches the paint, the offensive team is going to shoot roughly 29% on that possession. So really, I call it the 60-30 rule. They get the ball in the paint, they're going to score 60% of the time. You keep the ball out of the paint, they're going to score 30% of the time. The things I enjoy most about coaching are the competition and the relationships. You know, it's just in my DNA to compete. It's something I have to do every day. And I love competing at the highest level. But even more rewarding than the competition is the relationships that you build with the players. Most people probably don't know this about me, but I'm an avid fly fisherman. It's the only thing I like close to as much as basketball. I love getting in my waders and standing in that river. So, you know, if anyone knows a good place I can go in Arkansas, I'd love to do that. That was one of the things I enjoyed most about Boise, was the availability of fly fishing. That was nice. And another thing, I'm an avid Office fan. That's my favorite TV show. The thing I liked the most about The Office was the dry humor and just the awkwardness that Michael Scott constantly created for everyone involved. And I love the relationship of the people who worked in the office. I found it very real and extremely funny. Have I done any pranks from The Office? When I was a high school coach, I tried to put my assistant coach's stapler in Jell-O, and I couldn't get it to work like Jim Halpert was able to do with Dwight. But anyway, yeah, I did try.